What if the innocent bowl of rice on your table was quietly shaping your blood sugar every single day? Surprising, right? Rice feels so familiar, warm, simple, a staple we've trusted for decades. But after age 60, the way most people cook and eat it can actually work against their health. I'm glad you're here, because this isn't about fear. It's about choice and small steps that bring real change. With just a few easy tweaks, rice can shift from a hidden sugar trigger into a gut-friendly, blood sugar-steadying food that nourishes you instead of draining you. In my years working in senior wellness, I've met countless people taking their medications and following all the right advice, yet still struggling with rising glucose, stubborn weight, or digestive discomfort. The overlooked secret? We ignore the simplest details, like how we prepare rice. That's why today, I'm sharing 5 science-backed rice habits that fit naturally into your meals. They're practical, gentle, and designed to help you feel lighter, steadier, and more energized. Do you or someone you love eat rice almost daily? Have you noticed bloating or fatigue and thought it was just age? Share your experience below and subscribe for more clear, evidence-based tips. Let's start with the first rice secret. One small step that can transform how your body absorbs nutrients. Sometimes the smallest change can bring the biggest shift, and soaking your rice is a perfect example. This simple, almost forgotten step can completely transform how your body responds to every spoonful. Most of us think rinsing is enough. We've cooked rice the same way for decades. So why question it? Yet here's the surprising truth. When you skip soaking, you leave behind a natural barrier that keeps your body from getting key nutrients. Rice, especially white or brown, contains phytic acid hidden in the outer layers of the grain. It's harmless on its own, but in your digestive system it acts like a mineral thief, clinging to calcium, iron, and zinc, the very building blocks older adults often need most for bone strength, energy, and immune support. The good news? A simple soak before cooking can reduce phytic acid dramatically, freeing up more nutrients and making each bite easier to digest. Many seniors I've worked with reported bloating, heaviness, or post-meal fatigue. After adopting this one habit, they found their meals felt lighter, smoother, and more comfortable. To do it, rinse your rice, then let it rest in warm water for 30-60 minutes. Even half an hour helps. Just avoid soaking beyond 3 hours to prevent spoilage. I think of a vibrant 72-year-old client who called it her little miracle after weeks of improved digestion. No pills, no special tools, just water, time, and intention. The reward? Better absorption, calmer digestion, and renewed energy after meals. Let's dive into tip number 2, a small but powerful twist most people never think of: adding a touch of vinegar to your rice. At first, it sounds strange. Vinegar? In rice? You might picture a harsh, sour taste, but the reality is very different. With the right kind and the right amount, vinegar can transform how your body handles the carbs in rice, smoothing out blood sugar spikes, improving digestion, and even boosting post-meal energy. The secret lies in acetic acid, the natural compound found in authentic apple cider vinegar and other fermented varieties. Acetic acid slows the breakdown of starches, which means glucose enters your bloodstream more gradually. This matters even more after 60, when the body becomes more sensitive to sudden sugar surges. In fact, research shows that adding vinegar to rice can reduce its glycemic impact by about 1/3. A remarkable shift from sugar surge to steady fuel. I once worked with a man in his late 60s who was pre-diabetic and constantly tired after meals. By stirring just 1 tablespoon of natural fermented vinegar into the cooking water for his rice, he began to see steadier readings and felt lighter, clearer, and more in control within weeks. You can do the same at home. Simply add a tablespoon of natural apple cider vinegar to your rice cooker or pot when you add the water. The flavor stays subtle. Many people even say the rice tastes fresher. Just be sure to use true fermented vinegar, not synthetic or flavored versions. And if your stomach is sensitive, start with half a tablespoon. This tiny adjustment costs nothing, changes little in your routine, and yet can bring powerful long-term benefits without medication or restrictions. Don't skip this next insight. It's a quiet little trick almost nobody uses. Mix just a touch of oatmeal into your rice. Yes, oatmeal. You already know it's good for your heart and digestion, but when combined with rice in the right proportion, it can reshape how your body handles sugar and cholesterol. The secret is beta-glucan, a soluble fiber that behaves like a gentle sponge in your gut. As it travels through your digestive system, it binds excess cholesterol, slows starch breakdown, and helps your blood sugar rise more gradually after eating. For older adults managing high cholesterol, prediabetes, or blood pressure issues, that's a game changer. Research from the NIH even shows that a small amount of oatmeal mixed with rice can cut the blood sugar spike by up to 43%. A striking improvement for such a tiny tweak. The key is balance. For 1 cup of uncooked rice, about 150 g, stir in just 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of plain dry oatmeal, roughly 5 to 7% of the total volume. That gives you the benefits without upsetting digestion. Too much at once can cause bloating or heaviness, especially in older adults, so consistency and moderation matter. One woman in her mid-70s tried this approach and, within 3 months, saw better lab numbers and felt lighter, clearer, and steadier after meals. If you have kidney issues or special dietary needs, check with your healthcare provider before boosting fiber. This gentle adjustment is easy, affordable, and natural, and it can quietly support your heart, your energy, and your blood sugar over time. Next comes a tiny golden secret with outsized power turmeric. Most people know it as the warm yellow spice in curries or lattes, but far fewer realize what a small pinch can do for your metabolism. Turmeric contains curcumin, a potent natural compound celebrated for its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Newer research highlights something even more impressive. Curcumin helps your body respond to insulin more effectively, almost like sharpening a dull key so it fits the lock again. As we grow older, many of us develop insulin resistance, a state where cells stop listening to insulin, leading to rising blood sugar, weight gain, and fatigue. Long-term studies from the National Institutes of Health show that regular curcumin intake can cut insulin resistance by about 23%, rivaling the effect of mild diabetes medications. And all it takes is a pinch. One woman in her late 60s with type 2 diabetes added a sprinkle of pure turmeric to her warm rice each day with her doctor's approval. Within a few months, her readings stabilized and she even reduced her medication dosage. You can do this at home by stirring 1 or 2 small pinches of pure turmeric powder into freshly cooked, still warm rice. The gentle heat releases the spice's oils and aroma while blending seamlessly with the flavor. Start small. If you're new to it, you can gradually increase as your taste adapts. Always choose pure turmeric, not curry powder, which is a mix of spices and salt. And if you have gallbladder issues or take certain medications, check with your healthcare provider first. This simple golden habit links you to centuries of natural healing, wisdom, and can quietly support steadier blood sugar and calmer inflammation over time. The final rice habit: chill, reheat, transform. If there's one rice habit that feels almost like magic in its simplicity, it's this. Let your rice rest, chill, and then reheat before eating. No exotic herbs, no costly supplements, just time and temperature working in your favor. When freshly cooked rice cools, the starches inside it undergo a quiet but powerful transformation. They reorganize into what nutrition scientists call resistant starch. Think of it as starch that grows up and decides to behave differently. Instead of being broken down quickly into sugar, it resists digestion and travels deeper into your gut. Why is that good news? Because your friendly gut bacteria thrive on resistant starch. They ferment it, creating short-chain fatty acids like butyrate compounds that soothe your intestinal lining, reduce inflammation, and even support immune balance. Many people notice gentler digestion, fewer swings in blood sugar, and a more sustained sense of fullness. For older adults, this shift can be a game changer. It's not unusual to see improved bowel regularity, lighter post-meal energy, and calmer digestion simply from making this small tweak. Doing it right matters. After cooking your rice, allow it to cool at room temperature for about 30-60 minutes. Then refrigerate it in a clean covered container. When you're ready to eat, gently warm it until piping hot, but don't overcook, which can undo the starch benefits. And be mindful of food safety. Never leave rice out for hours in a warm kitchen, and aim to consume refrigerated rice within a day or two. This isn't just a health practice, it's also a kitchen skill that keeps your meals safer and more versatile. Why these 5 habits add up. Now step back and look at the bigger picture. Soaking rice to lower its glycemic load, adding a splash of vinegar to steady blood sugar, mixing in oats for extra fiber, sprinkling turmeric for its anti-inflammatory power, and finally, cooling and reheating to build resistant starch. Each habit on its own is modest, but together, they work like small gears in a much larger engine of health. The beauty of these changes is that you don't have to implement them all at once. Start with the one that feels easiest, maybe chilling and reheating, maybe adding turmeric, and let your body guide you. Over time, these micro habits create a ripple effect. Digestion feels smoother. Energy steadies. You feel more in control of your meals rather than at the mercy of them. Food can be ordinary and still be healing. Grain by grain, meal by meal. Your daily choices shape your health story. And it's never too late to start a new chapter. Begin today. Experiment gently and notice what changes. Your body, your gut, and your future self will thank you.